Welcome back to Games with Hayden. I'm Hayden, and today's game involves going into scary dungeons like that one. And it has monsters, and it has a fire-breathing dragon, which his name is Caladra. And that game is called DungeonQuest. It's a really cool game. Let's go inside and see what we can find. Inside the box you get an instruction book. Look at, there's Caladra, the fire-breathing dragon. You get a board. You get characters. And there's little guys that match the characters. And then there are special guys that work for other special games. They can do like Rune Wars, Runebound, and other games. You get all kinds of tokens. You get a whole bunch of little mini cards that are separated into different stacks, and then you get 4 golden dice. If you lift this up, you get tiles everywhere. Now let's see how the game is played. Welcome to Dragonfire Dungeon. As you can see, I've got the game set up. Before we talk a little bit about gameplay, let's take a close look up on the board. First thing you notice is the sun tracker. After each round, you move up the sun tracker. And this just tells you how much turns it's been. When you get to this spot, you roll a dice. If you get a 1, the game is over. Go in this space, if you roll a 1 or 2, the game is over. And so on. And here is where you put the tiles. And here is where Caladra keeps his gold, money, and his treasure and stuff. And you get a dungeon deck, you get a crypt deck, you get a corpse deck, a door deck, a search deck, a trap deck, a treasure deck, a catacombs deck. You get a combat deck, a rune deck, a dragon deck, and the key just keeps track of whose turn it is. You get life chips, you get determination tokens. Now, let's take a close look up on the character cards. Before we start the game, everyone chooses a hero. I am Hugo the Glorious. Doesn't he look cool? He's cool to me. Then you get a catacomb marker. Then he has a strength of 7, a agility of 4, a armor of 9, and a luck of 3. Then he gets 4 attack cards. Those just help him to attack other monsters. Okay guys, the whole object of the game is to go inside Dragonfire Dungeon, get as many treasure as you can, and come out of Dragonfire Dungeon with all of the treasure you've got. We do that by drawing tiles and encountering the dungeon. To encounter the dungeon, I randomly take a tile. I got this tile, so now I place it where my hero is. I have to enter where the arrow is, so I go into that space. Now I encounter the dungeon. I got crypt. You may search the crypt deck. If you do, draw a crypt card. Sure, I'm going to search the crypt deck. Sweet, it's cool, gold coins. But let's say the gold coins wasn't there, and it was a spear trap. Roll 1 dice. Subtract your armor and see how much wounds it takes. There's all kinds of traps that you could get in, but there's also gold and stuff. Not only there's traps, but there's all kinds of traps and monsters you can die by, like a golem, a sorcerer, a skeleton. There's all kinds of stuff that you can die by. Now, let's see how you battle the monsters. Let's say encounter this skeleton from the dungeon. one player takes the role of the skeleton, and we both draw 5 combat cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I played a 1, and my opponent played a 2. So this goes in the middle, and this goes in my damage stack, because the skeleton won. I draw another card, so you can have up to 5 cards. Now I'm going to play another 1. My opponent played a 3 red. But I've got a little red symbol up there. That means if my opponent plays a red card, I get to add another card. I'm going to play a blue 3. So since I won, I put this in the skeleton's damage stack and this in the middle. But as you can see, the skeleton only has 2 life points. So, and has 2 cards in his stack. So he takes 2 damage, but he only has 2 damage, so he is dead. Hugo won, but he takes 1 point of damage since there was 1 damage card in the stack. Okay guys, we keep doing this cool game, trying to fight monsters, all kinds of stuff you can do in this game, until you reach Kaladra's treasure chamber. That's where some of the best treasures are kept. And then, when you're there, you get to draw a dragon card. Here's a close look up on the dragon deck. So I draw a card since I'm in the treasure chamber. Draw 2 treasure cards, sleeping. So I draw 2 treasure cards. I got Harp of Tranquility, then I got Giant Ruby. Whoa, that's 5,001 turn. But if I got Dragon Rage, I would have to discard all of my treasure and have to roll 2 dice to see how much wounds I would take. So it's kind of scary if you get Dragon Rage. That's pretty much how you play Dungeon Quest. The first one to get out and has the most treasure wins the game. But if you don't get out before sundown, Kaladra will eat you. Uh-oh. What's that? Kaladra's gonna eat me! Bye guys, I'm going home! That was a close one, guys. So, guys, Dungeon Quest is a really cool game. It's a cool game to me. I like the game. Really good. My favorite guy is Hugo, and this is a game about luck, like which card I'm gonna draw. That's how it's luck. I might draw a treasure card, a bad card, or a trap. In any way, you can get in trouble and die. And I like my dad. Like one time, you draw a Dragon Rage, and you like 5,000 points, and you're like, oh, I have to get that back again. So it's really funny. And if you want to check us out, you can check us out at www.gamehane.com. Till next time, I'm Hayden Cheater.